This episode of Spectre Sound Studios is brought to you by Spectre Academy. Check out the 50% off sale going on this weekend by popular demand.
You shot yourself in the foot in that first V video, didn't you, Glenn?
First V video. You mean this V, the one that I found the grounding issue on? Dude, did you even try watching the video? Can I get a replay, please? Houston, we have a problem. What the is that?
Hey, isn't that the same Harley Benton V you reviewed about a month ago that said it was great? Need more review time?
Yo, what the hell? Is something wrong in the air somewhere in the world? Is everybody lost their fucking minds? You mean I said it was great? Yes, and then I found a major fucking flaw. Once again, can I get a replay? Yeah, that's so fucking musical! What the fuck? Wow, I just love it when you guys come in with witty comments. Hey, you should have mentioned this. And, I do that exact same thing in the fucking video. Guys, please, I know you're trying to sound witty, but try, at the very minimum, watch the whole video, because there's a very good chance I'm going to bring up the topic that you're concerned about. Look, I understand that might take away from your Pornhub time just a little bit, but come on, it's the most minimal effort ever. Try watching the video before you comment. That way you don't wind up looking super smart like Jim H. Henry.
New drinking game. Take a shot every time Glenn asks the audience to subscribe to the channel.
I got a better idea. This would be a much more fun drinking game. How about everybody takes a drink each time I tell the audience to watch the fucking video before they shoot their fucking mouths off?
My guess is they test it in some clean amp where the noise would be slightly less pronounced, and then they just went, the noise gate might clean that up, and ship it out.
Dude, I have been in Tolman and I've seen them do tests on the guitars and whatnot, and I think you do have a good point. They just run stuff through clean and then don't even think about how it would sound on high gain. Yeah, somebody, an all-black guitar with all-black hardware with active pickups. Who the hell would want to play high-gain metal on something like this? And this is the thing, this is not the only product that suffers from this. I got a strange feeling that a lot of people and a lot of brands don't really consider the whole high-gain crowd when it comes to making their gear. I've run into this issue with reamp boxes. I've got a shootout coming up on 5 different reamp boxes, and why some are suited for high-gain guitars and some are not. Because people just don't even think about running distorted tones through. Another example would be the Neve 88M. This thing's amazing, except as a DI because it doesn't have enough headroom for high output pickups. You just can't turn it down low enough. Now, Neve have stepped up and they're adding a pad to this thing, and I'm hoping I'm going to get one in here soon to do a review on. But I really wish, I could get involved in some of the R&D on some of this stuff and maybe, consult on these things and go, guys, you have to consider the high gain crowd, because a lot of the high gain crowd are the people that buy your equipment. And it's time to start running tests for that crowd.
Maybe they should send over every new guitar model to Glenn and have him R&D that crap. At least he'll actually know what the fuck is going on.
Well, I do have 27 years experience in assembly line manufacturing, so yes, I do know how to spot defects, especially when it comes to paint, considering I trained people how to find defects in automotive paint. It was literally my fucking job. And numerous other issues I found in production over my nearly 3 decades of doing it. Yeah, I would love to be on board with some of these companies to actually help them get stuff out the door and make it work for the people that are actually, fucking buying it. Just a good suggestion anyway.
The weird thing about all this, actives don't require a ground. EMGs don't use a groundwork. So the reality, this has nothing to do with the bridge not having a ground. It's a faulty pickup design, and then in this case.
Well, Terry, you know what? I've got one word to say in this case. I'm doing a full follow-up video on this guitar, and I did solve the issue. The video is going to be out tomorrow. I highly recommend you watch it because you're not gonna like what I found. All you guys who haven't subscribed to my show yet, please do hit the notification bell so you can see when this video comes out, and I can show you exactly what the problem is, and it's going to be called Victory, How I Fixed the Harley Benton V, and the subtitle is How Terry Was Wrong. Hey guys, just gonna break in here for a minute and let you know we brought back our Black Friday sale. Yeah, I know it was last week, but we got such a demand for it, we figured, okay, let's hold it over for one more weekend over at Spectre Academy and Spectre Digital. So we've got deep discounts going on. All our courses and our bundle deals, which are already heavily discounted, are also going for an additional 20% off. That means you can get half off on Guitar Tone Mastery, my single favorite course ever, on working with amp sims. It shows you how to not only dial them in, but how to tweak a post EQ to get all the nasty frequencies out and make something that truly sounds amazing. There's also Henning Pauly's outstanding complete guide to programming drums. Henning goes through this with his meticulous fashion and really teaches you how to get the most human sounding performance possible out of programmed drums. There's also all kinds of bundles and stuff, including my bundle, which includes mixing metal with free plugins and Reaper. So if you're a Reaper guy and you don't want to spend a whole lot of money on plugins and whatnot, this is the course to get, because I will show you how to get a raging mix and not spend a penny on plugins. It's all on sale until end of day Sunday. Check it out now.
My question, I've seen other reviews on this exact same guitar, and they gave it outstanding reviews on the exact same guitar. How?
Well, Philip, simple truth is, my opinion cannot be bought. If somebody's going to send me a guitar that's got issues, I'm going to say as much. I mean, I've had other stuff come in here. I've got offered some big money to give some reviews, and I'm just like, I can't do it. I can't sit there and say, oh, this thing's going to be great, because I remember what it's like to be that 17-year-old kid working his ass off at a shit job for shit money and saving up for months on end to buy something. And now, if I was in that situation and somebody in a band that I admired endorsed a certain product and I bought it and I wasn't happy with it, you can be damn sure I'd be pissed off at that person. So I keep that in mind with everything I do. I'm not going to give something a glowing review if it's not excellent. It's really that fucking simple. Now, here's the thing. It almost got away from me. I mean, I didn't find the issue in that video till I'd shot most of it, and then I turned the gate off and I'm like, oh fuck, we've got a real problem here. Andrew Baina, fellow YouTuber, good buddy, did the exact same thing. He actually put his video up and then he watched mine, thought, I better check that out. And he actually published a retraction saying, whoops, fucked up. If you turn the gate off, we've got a serious noise issue with this guitar. So cheers to Andrew Baina for stepping up and helping bring the issue to the public conscience. Now, here's the thing. I really wanted to love these new Harley Benton Actives, but unfortunately, they're not ready for prime time. They need a major rethink when it comes to the Harley.
Hey Glenn, it's true, it's not your job to fix the wiring. However, a continuity check from a plugged-in jack lead sleeve, obviously, to the bridge of strings should tell you if they remembered to earth the bridge. We want to know!
Hey man, you know what? I did exactly that, and I gotta give a great big shout out to my friend Chad Kelly over at Signal Art Electronics, makers of the greatest reamp box on earth. Somebody who actually thinks in terms of high gain, by the way. He sent this to me to do some tests on some stuff, and that's exactly what I did. I did a test from the shield on the output jack to the bridge, and yeah, it definitely was not conducting. I said, I've got a full rundown coming out tomorrow. It's about an 18-minute video, and I show you how I diagnosed the problem and how I fixed it. And it's something you guys are definitely not going to want to miss, especially if you're working with cheaper guitars. It might be of some help to some of you guys dealing with some more inexpensive instruments and help you find some working solutions. But yeah, this was the key right here. This is what helped me track down the problem and find a solution for it. So hats off to Chad over at Signal Art. Dude, you fucking rock, and you really do make some amazing products.
You got a guitar with a grounding problem that QC didn't catch. How do you know it's the pickups? Not every one of that model will have the problem. What the fuck are you screaming about? And the bad fretwork issue might just be the fingerboard contracted before it got you. Not necessarily an exceptionally poor frame rate for a guitar in that price range. The screaming 10-year-old chick is getting really tired.
Oh, Joey. Dude, take your tampon out. See, the problem wasn't just the V. It was this thing as well. We ran into the exact same horrible noise issue. And yeah, we managed to track it down to the paint. It was insulating, so the ground was not getting to the strings. Once again, I get it. Active pickups don't need a ground. This is absolutely true. But the strings that do need to be grounded. So even though there's not a ground on the pickups, the strings definitely need a ground, and I will illustrate that in tomorrow's video. Now, as for the bad frets, it wasn't a case of the wood shrinking, it wasn't a case of the ends protruding over the side of the fretboard. The problem was that the ends were not filed down correctly because they were full of burrs. I mean, like, seriously, I was in danger of cutting my fingers. They were so bad. This guitar had the worst fret job I've ever seen in my life. It was fucking terrible. The disgusting thing was I learned how to fix it in all of 10 minutes. It's not a very difficult job. Hey, Toman, if you're having problems getting your guitars finished correctly, I don't know, maybe try paying your fucking employees. Seriously, make sure the factory is paying the people that build these guitars a decent living wage so they might actually give a fuck about the instruments that they're shitting out the door. And this is the thing, as a consumer, I mean, like, this thing's only $175 US. I mean, like, it's no big deal to add an extra 50 bucks on the price tag to get better fretwork. I mean, seriously, most of us would be more than happy to pay it because $225 is still ridiculously affordable for so many of us. So maybe think about doing that before you release another one of these guitars in this series. Just an idea.
I mean, you're playing hymn metal, so I wouldn't pay more than $300 for any metal guitar.
Never noticed the guys who, you know, use the phony famous person's name always have the most inane and ridiculous comments? Yeah, I'm sure you are Alex Lifeson, okay? And if you are Alex Lifeson, hey, fuck you, Alex! Seriously, though, I mean, like, if it's Alex Lifeson making fun of the fact that we play metal, or Marlon Brando wanting to kick my ass because I gave the Spider 5 a terrible review, you know, I just don't get it. What's up with these fucking wannabe celebrities? Why are they all such miserable?
Damn it, Glenn, you clickbaited me again!
Did you enjoy the video?
Yeah.
Hey, Henry, if you enjoy the video, stop bitching!
I went to my local musical instrument store to get a guitar cable, and I was getting sold on the idea of a 95% pure copper wire and how certain wires have crisper mids and whatnot by the salesman. There was also a sales pitch for an oxygen-free wiring. Is copper becoming the new tone wood for 2023?
Well, unfortunately, when it comes to things like cables and whatnot, the gullible are soon parted from their money. I mean, this is the thing. Next time a salesman tries to hit you with that kind of pitch, just ask him, yeah, but wouldn't changing the speaker out make a much more massive improvement in my guitar sound? And just watch his eyes go blank, because that just blows people's minds. They never stop to consider, you know, the thing that actually makes the fucking sound! I remember walking into a Best Buy sometime around 2004, 2005, and I got my first LCD monitor, and I wanted to get a DVI cable, and they tried selling me a monster DVI cable for like $200. I looked at the guy dead in the eye, I'm like, are you on crack? 200 bucks for a DVI cable? Oh, but it's monster. I don't give a fuck. It moves ones and zeros. I mean, like, it's not even a case with digital cable. It's not even a case of, you know, signal to noise. You either get a signal or you don't. It's on or off. That's how it fucking works. You know, and the guy just couldn't believe that I wasn't willing to spend $200 on a fucking magical cable. Ugh. Here's the thing, guys. You know, guitar cables, sure, they are going to pass more highs or lows to your fucking amp. Okay, fine, but really, the differences are pretty minimal. Now, we've had this discussion on our roundtable with Ethan Weiner and whatnot, and how he's really good friends with the guy who writes for a stereo magazine. The first thing the guy says is, I will not review cables. It's copper. Like, unless it was made like in a different star somewhere in a different system, you know, like unless it was, you know, crapped out of Sirius or something like that, or Arcturus or something. I mean, like all the copper we're getting all comes from the same place, the fucking sun! You can talk about purity all you want, but I mean, really, worry more about what speakers you've got in your cabinet as opposed to the cable. Trust me, you're going to get better results and far more value for your money.
What's weird is the guitars you chose to compare this to, you never let the noise from them be heard. You roll the volume down immediately. Between that and you yelling over it, you never let my own fucking ears decide. I still hear a noise even over you yelling otherwise. All that and I still don't know. What's a bigger feel, this video or Harley Benton?
Rick, this next segment is for you. Please fucking pay attention! Yes, we do hear the noise. Just fucking listen for it. You can do it. There! Happy? I made it just for you because you're super fucking special, Rick! Yes, the noise levels on this guitar were completely unacceptable compared to everything else I showed. Dude, what do I gotta do to get it through your thick fucking skull that I just did what you asked me to do? Do I literally have to fling feces at you? Would that be speaking to you in a language that you could understand? Is that at your intellect level?
When I watch videos on this channel, I have to mute the sound and put the closed captions on. I can't handle the ranting. I'll put the sound back on only when there's music playing. Nothing personal, I'm just not into getting stressed out over nothing.
James, relax, dude. It's just a video.
Glenn, can you please do an outboard gear for beginners video?
That's a fantastic idea, Robert. Why the hell haven't I thought of that before? Thank you so much. Yes, I'm going to make that video happen. It's going to happen sometime in December, I think. It's something I've been wanting to do, actually. I wanted to show you guys what the differences are, like mixing with plugins versus mixing with outboard. So yeah, maybe I can wrap the two together, kind of explain, you know, what my first choices in outboard gear would be, you know, with a limited budget, what you can do, what you can get, what kind of results you can get. Hopefully for not a whole lot of money. Spoiler, 500 series gear is definitely your friend.
Would you consider making a video about guitars, amps, cabs, or other equipment you and maybe others thought were so cool when you were younger, only to end up finding out if they were crap? I remember looking through catalogs and thinking, man, that guitar is so cool. Then later in life I would actually get to play it and was like, man, this guitar is crap.
Oh, dude, that's a great idea. The thing is, I've been trying to hunt down this one guitar I fell in love with, back in like 84 when I first discovered heavy metal. I remember it was like the fall of 1984. The Judas Priest Screaming for Vengeance record. That was the breakthrough record for me. That's what made me want to pick up a guitar. And I just remember just being enamored by the whole thing. I remember walking down this row of music stores we used to have in Windsor and going by a shop called Guitar Works, and there it was. It was a white Hondo Flying V with an orange lightning bolt on it. And I've never even been able to find a picture of this since. I remember seeing some ads in some like Hit Parader and Cream and that kind of stuff back in the day for it, but I've never able to come across it. I've seen a couple Hondo Vs up for sale, but not the white one with the orange lightning bolt. And this is the thing, I know Hondo is a shit brand. Those are not good guitars by any stretch of the imagination. But I just remember fucking thinking, oh man, that is the coolest thing ever. Obviously somebody else did because they fucking bought that guitar and it went bye-bye, and I've never seen it since. So if anybody ever sees a white Hondo with an orange lightning bolt on it, let me know. I might be willing to buy it just for shits and giggles, because if it doesn't play well, at least it'll look cool up on the wall. If you're into 80s stuff, that is. Now, excuse me while I go put on some docking.
I really like the improvement of your entire posture and looseness when you were playing. You used to lack fluidity and seem to tighten up on the harder parts. Your lead is leaps and bounds from where you were when I found your channel a year and a bit ago. A fun vid would be a compilation of your path to shreddiness. I mean, you must have a lot of material to work with. I love the vids when people show progress over time. Mod that Harley BV!
Fuck, you guys are just killing it with the video suggestion ideas. I think that's a great idea. I mean, like, unfortunately, it won't be a case of playing the same piece over and over and over again over the course of a couple of years. It'll be a bunch of different stuff, but I think that might actually not be a half bad idea, because yeah, I definitely have tons of material to go over and go, guitar progress over like 2 years. That might be a fun video to do in the new year. We'll see if I've got time. That sounds like a really cool idea. And Liam, please watch tomorrow's video where I show you exactly what I do to get that Harley Benton V into playing condition.
Harley Benton is for people who want an instrument to learn on, not for posers to sell to other posers. Glenn! Best quote by far, mate. Cheers.
Yeah, I was gonna read your name differently there, and I'm like, oh, okay. Thanks, Tyke. Much appreciated. Glad you enjoyed that line. And it is true. Yeah, they're not collector's guitars. They're meant for playing. Some guitars more than others, of course, and then some guitars might need a little bit of assembly.
Your Harley Benton won't retain resale value. My guy, this is a $200 instrument. What the fuck are you talking about? I think I will survive not getting that back.
Well, what the fuck he's talking about is the fact that people can buy a perfectly functional instrument for $200, and that might cut into the resale value of his $3,000 flawed paint job Gibson. He's just probably projecting a little bit of frustration there more than anything else. It's along the lines of, well, I spent all that kind of money, why aren't you? That kind of thing. I think that's exactly what's coming on there. Of course, we all know the whole, vintage guitar, overpriced market kind of thing is kind of fucking bullshit, to be honest with you. I never quite understood it. It's like, wow, I'm going to pay $7,000 for a guitar that Eric Clapton farted on. I mean, it just doesn't make any fucking sense to me whatsoever. I remember a few years back, I had the opportunity to maybe buy one of KK Downing's guitars, and I'm just like, it's really pricey, it's beautiful, and I just don't fucking need it because I've got tons of functional guitars right here that won't cost anything like that, and then I don't have to worry about scratching it either. All right, guys, as always, I love hearing from you. Please leave your comments and questions below. If you've got a suggestion for an episode, I'll try and make it. If you've got a cool question, I'd love to hear from you. And please don't forget, we've got that 50% off sale going on over at Spectre Academy and Spectre Digital. Everything's marked down till end of day Sunday, so if you want to get Guitar Tone Mastery, now is the time. Grab it now. And please make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the follow-up video on how I fixed this. And if you want to see what the initial problem was and how all those guys at the beginning of the video missed all the points that I did make in that video, check it out right here.